Mama, can you demonstrate something for me right now? Demonstrate something for me. Another day, another installation, guys. This is the Home Tour series. You're welcome. We are pumped up with energy and excitement as we are about to start this installation. This is where the installation is taking place, guys. We are in Ajah, Lagos State, everybody. We are in a place called Abidjan GRA, the Choice Gardens. That's where we're working today. The owner of this property said, I already had an installation done for me previously in our old site, and it was a total mess. That's why I don't want to take chances. I want to get you guys in to do a good job, and hoping you do. Of course, we're going to do a good job. All right, let me show you my guys. They're unloading right now because today we are absolutely taking no prisoners. We're getting ready as we're unloading our stuff to get right in. So let me show you guys the components that we're working with. Come on, let's go. We have 50 solar panels right here, 620 watts each. It's a Jinko. Pretty good. Let's check it out. All right. It's the system that we're using. We have 16 kilowatt hybrid inverter from Deye. That's what we're going to use to ensure that we have very free flow of real power output in this building. And we have 2 units of 16 kilowatt hour lithium battery as well. I'll show you guys just in a bit. And here is where the installation is going to be. So we're going to do the woodwork. The essence of what we're doing today is to ensure that we don't see any wires in view. All our systems are going to look like it's a hung up wall frame. You can have it in your living room and it's aesthetically pleasing. So this is what we're using today. But let me show you this beautiful lady that owns here. Hey mama, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
She needs power. How frustrating is it for you for power situation in here? How bad is it?
It's extremely bad.
Horrible, right?
Horrible.
So out of 24 hours, how many hours are you guaranteed to have power?
1 hour, 1 hour 30.
1 hour out of 24 hours.
Yeah.
Now that is horrible, guys. So we need to do something about it. So when this installation is done, how do you expect the power to function? What's your expectation?
24 hours.
24 hours! Guys, are we going to be able to pull that off to give our power at 24 hours?
I think you can.
Okay, so what do you need this power for essentially?
We need it for our production, our packaging, because we deal on foods.
Oh, foods.
For exports.
All right, so let me show you guys why so much power is needed. So here is a food packaging place, all right? So they put stuff together, edible stuff, food, and they export it out. So most of them has to do with dehydration, okay? So you can see what they're producing here. You can see Mama, she's already on the wheels of steel right here. She's already slicing. So this right here requires energy because this is what you use in slicing. Mama, can you demonstrate something for me right now? Demonstrate something for me!
This is cabbage.
This is cabbage. Okay, so you have to slice the cabbage with this guy.
Yes. And
okay.
Use the hydrator to dry it.
So let's see a demonstration here. Woo! Can you guys see it? Slicing the hell out of these cabbages, man. This is beautiful. This is really cool. So it takes the stress off you. I mean, you can imagine how long this is going to take you guys to slice. All right. So take us inside. We want to see the dehydrators, right? Here is where it happens. This guy alone takes 9 kilowatts. This is no joke. Mama, can we see the inside?
Yeah, here we have,
Woo!
we have the onions.
Onions is right here.
Yeah, we use it for our spices, for our also for our my pack, because we pack my. This is the onions. We dry it to make other spices for stew.
Whoa.
And also for my because we package my.
So this is mainly for spices.
Yeah, this is ginger. That is also used the cutter to slicer to slice, and here is ginger.
Ginger.
See how it's dry.
Drying the hell out of those gingers.
And here.
Still the same onions, pepper.
And then here we have the shobo.
Shobo.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. So if you're watching this, because I know lots of people watching me from YouTube are in diaspora. So if you need all these spices, I'm going to put up their numbers on the screen. I'm going to put their name, their numbers, their website. all the information you need, get across to them. They are very trustworthy people. So when you send money to them, you don't have to be scared about anything. Hold me responsible, okay? Because I know these people and they are pretty good in terms of quality control, in terms of things I've observed myself. It is top notch. Trust me on that. Favorite foods, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. Mama, you gotta bribe me with lots of food. I'm going home with lots of. We are eating a lot of food here today, man. She's taking care of us. All right, guys, let's go on and get into the installation proper. Stay close. So this is the inverter. So let's look into it and see what we have. It's a 16 kilowatt hybrid inverter. It's extremely very good with MPPT tracking, okay? So that's why I love it, because I'm guaranteed at least that every single energy that I have on the PVs are gonna be coming right in. So this is the Deye inverter, and this is what it looks like. Let's see the components that comes with this guy. So this is the current transformer sensor. So this senses the current and ensures that you have a free flow of good current into the system, okay? This that you have here is a combination of magnetic coils and of course communication cables are right in here. So in here, you're gonna have the temperature sensor, but we're not gonna use it here because we don't need the temperature sensor. It's meant only for the tubular batteries, the flooded lead acid battery, okay? So we're not gonna be using it. So in here, you have the dongle, right? This is the internet dongle that ensures that you can monitor this from anywhere remotely around the world. You can be in the US, you can be in London, you can be in Germany, and seeing the energy generation that is coming from the PV. You can see your energy usage in the house, all the information pretty much right here. And you can also power this system down if someone annoys you. All right, everybody, let's get started. So this is a battery. There are actually two of them. Okay, so we have 2 units of 16 kilowatt hour lithium battery from Deye as well. And we have it in here. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. So this is what the battery looks like, okay? This is what you're gonna see. It has hangers. Always ensure that you have good walls before you hang these batteries up on the wall. If not, it gives you 2 options. You can keep it in a standing position or you can hang it on the wall. But if the walls are weak, I guarantee you that by the time you go to work and come back, you're gonna meet this battery right on the floor. Okay, so it comes with a manual. And of course, it comes with the mounting bolts. Everything is right here. This guy is incredibly very good, and we expect that we're gonna have very good energy. Stay close. So we're trying to cut this wood so that it fits in perfectly into the shape. So this is going to be behind that particular drywall. Of course, that's an HDF to ensure that we have space behind that particular place where the wires are gonna pass, because the entire wire is gonna be hidden behind that particular drywall. So we need to cut this guy into 2, all right? So we quickly had to open up the batteries to be able to get the level, because we need to ensure that the boards end on top of the battery to give us a very good design. So let me show you guys exactly what we mean. The batteries are going to be here, okay? And then our drywall where we're going to have the inverters installed is going to end here, so that you don't have any exposure. You're not going to see any wire anywhere. All the components are going to be like hung on wall frame, so it looks beautiful. So in that situation where you have installation done and you have wires flying all over the place, it doesn't look very good, because this is the very first place someone will see while you're entering the entrance, because this is the entrance to the living room. All right, so the board is ready. So every single component will start coming up here, one after the other. So now that it's fully installed on the wall, we'll start arranging all the components the way it should be. So if you stay close, you see the process from the very beginning to the end. So the second battery is going to come here. The inverter will be here. The bus bars, the surge protectors, the MCCBs, everything that we're going to need for this entire system to work will come up pretty soon. Stay close. Okay. Yeah. So we're having to relocate the inverter. We had wanted to put the inverter here, but it was too close to the wall. But then again, we also felt like if it's centralized, because it's the star component that you have here, it's going to be a better design. Then we flank it with the other components like the bus bars, the circuit breakers, pretty much everything, the changeover. Okay, so what we need to do right here is put on the bolt at the middle, then you put your plumb. All right, so this has to be exact, otherwise your inverter is going to bend. Here you go. So you can actually hang on this. All right, so it's time to do the heavy lifting, okay? So we need to put this guy up here, okay? So let's see. No, we don't need your help. Here you go. Damn, this is pretty heavy. I'm actually out of breath. So it's got bolts underneath that also needs to be fastened as well as the one on the up. So you have two of them helping to carry this load, one on top and then one below. And that's it. Then this guy stays fastened to that board. All right, now that the roof mounting infrastructure for the PVs have all been laid in the right place, what we need to do right now is to start taking the solar panels up. So all of these panels we are looking at here is a very shorter route to the roof. So someone is going to be here to take it all the way, then just that way, and we'll take it up to the roof and then have them laid on the rails that we've already set up for them. So that's essentially what we're doing right now. So these are the cables that we're going to use. These are 4mm cables, all right, which is very ideal for your high voltage system. So that's what we're going to use. So this is a one coil. We got like 3 coils, and we're hoping that's going to be enough because we're going to pull a lot of cables from the back where the solar panels are going to be put on the carport. So that's essentially what we're doing, adhering and ensuring that we meet all of the standard protocols in terms of safety protocols, in terms of electrical protocols, all the protocols duly observed to ensure that we have a standard installation. Stay close, everybody. Stay close. All right, guys, so we've done the perforation with the cables for both the power cables, the DC cables, the earth cables, communication cables is going to pass through a pipe through here, all hidden. All the wires are going to be hidden behind the board. So we need to start fitting in the circuit breakers, the surge protectors, the bus bars, and the rest. So in this situation where you have a lot of fire hazards going on in people's installation, and many of them stem from bad surge protectors and bad circuit breakers, very substandard ones. And this is what I highly recommend that I use all the time for my installation. It's called the Max G. They still maintain that same good old culture of using 100% copper. You can tell from the weight, you know, and this is really solid, rugged, it's never gonna burn. And what essentially defines a circuit breaker is the contact. And these guys make use of sintered contacts, and that is crazy. You know, so whatever it is, you know, excess current is going to respond appropriately and trip off and save your installations from having fire hazards and any form of disaster. That's why I highly recommend this Max G. So if you want to get a Max G, you can find the numbers written on the screen, give them a call, and they can deliver this stuff to you anywhere you are in the country, guys. All right, so everything pretty much is taking shape right now. So we're connecting the PVs here. So we're able to fit in 27 pieces of solar panels on the roof. I thought it was going to be 26, but eventually we're able to make provision for one more. So we have 27 on that roof. So we're connecting the cables right now from the PV. So whilst we're constructing the carport to take the remaining 23, so right now we're connecting the PV and we're also connecting the current transformer sensor here. So it's meant to be connected on the live wire that comes from the grid. So this arrow sign, you need to pay attention. There's a reason why this arrow sign is here, to ensure that you connect it properly the way it's meant to be connected. So this arrow sign has to face the direction where the grid is going to. Very important. So if you connect your grid, of course, your grid is going into the inverter. So in that direction where the grid is coming from is where this arrow needs to be. So you need to bring it in here. This is the live wire, because what you essentially have here is the input and then you have the output. Okay, so this is the input, which is the power that is coming from the grid. Of course, you have the negative and positive, because this system is a single phase system and it has a PV capacity of over 32 kilowatt. Okay, then this is the output. So you're meant to clamp it on this guy that has the red taping to indicate is the live wire. So you're meant to clamp it there. So when you're clamping it, you will definitely always hear a clamping sound. So it's meant to be this way, and you're going to hear that snapping sound that would let you know that indeed it's been locked into place. So let's go. So that's the snapping sound. Okay, so it's firmly locked into place. So you're now meant to connect these cables to this port that you have here. Okay, so that's where it's meant to be connected to ensure that it is reading the current correctly. So right here is the surge protector and the circuit breakers that are controlling the PV. So we're connecting 3 strings. So this particular guy has 3 strings. So we're going to be connecting the PVs in strings. Okay, so we're going to connect in series and then connect parallel, because all of them are not going to fall into strings. Otherwise, the voltage is going to exceed the maximum threshold of this particular guy. So here are all the circuit breakers and all the surge protectors for the PV. The emergency carport is fully done. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so like I told you guys, it's going to be built here. And for an emergency and for the time that was required to build this stuff, I think this guy tried. You know, he did a good job. So the owner of the property opted for a galvanized steel stand, okay, for this particular carport. You know, you can also use H-beams, but this, for this particular situation, is just okay. All right, so that's it. So all we need to start doing right now is to start loading up the solar panels in this place. So this should be able to take the remaining 23 pieces. Don't forget that right on the roof, the PV we're able to fit in there was around 27. So we have 23 on ground to make it a total of 50 PVs. So this is looking good. There's a lot of sun around here, so everything looks pretty much good. All right, so stay close, guys. Thank you so very much. Appreciate it. All right, folks, it does look like we're done with our job. So this is what we came up with at the end of the day. And our plan is to conceal the wires as much as possible. So we called it Operation Show No Wire. So if you can show me a single wire right here on this board, I'm going to give you some money. So spot a single wire is as easy as that. So if you see any wire right here, leave it on the comment section. I will get in touch with you and you're going to be very rich. So we have 2 units of 16 kilowatt hour lithium battery. They are from Deye. Okay, so here is the bus bar, and flanking the bus bars on 2 sides are the MCCBs, each of them 250 amps. Pretty good to respond appropriately if you have excessive current or you want to do some maintenance. These guys will be there for you to ensure that the damage does not go beyond where it's supposed to. Here is a changeover. It's a Havel. It's a bypass between the grid and, of course, the inverter. And then we have the grid MCCB. This guy is pretty good and, of course, rugged. And right here is the enclosure boxes, ladies and gentlemen. And up here is the DC box. These are the PV strings circuit breakers, all flanked by the surge protectors. They're all controlling the PVs, all right? And down here is the AC side. Of course, you have the AVRs all paralleled for the input and the output, and then you have the surge protector. So our job is done. We're about heading out right now. Don't forget to comment, don't forget to share, and do not forget to like. I'm out of here.